Hey,
Hey,
well, we're back. We, watched another movie as well. This
yeah,
what this?
we watched another movie and we made another video about it.
Yeah,
Surely you jest.
yeah, we saw the menu.
Um, Not about cannibalism, which was a shock to us. Kind of threw off our whole double feature theme, but still, we actually liked it a little better than Bones and All.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the menu. I didn't really know what it was about going into it.
hmm
I probably wouldn't have watched it, if you wasn't so insistent on seeing it.
Yeah, well, I thought it would make a good double feature.
Yeah,
Like I said,
cause I mean, Cause it had like few actors in it I like, like Ralph Fiennes and
Rafe.
John Lake,
It's Rafe Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes and John Leguizamo. I was always a fan of him.
Anya Taylor Joy,
Yeah,
Nicholas Holt.
yeah. But yeah, it's like I don't know how to describe this movie. It's like kind of like a suspense thriller.
Yeah, it's very much sort of in the same vein as previous ultra dark satires about class that are set in a restaurant, but it doesn't include cannibalism, which is the part that really surprised me.
I wasn't really expecting that anyway, because I think they would have made a point of that if you did.
Well, it was hinted at in the advertising. Like that, like they didn't come out and say it, but it was hinted at.
Yeah. Like, and apparently it seemed like the staff seemed like they was like under some kind of mind control by the chef.
I mean, we would have to ask my brother about that because he's worked in a couple of those kind of kitchens. But yeah, at that level, they're basically soldiers.
Yeah, the movie was pretty freaky at times too.
Yeah, sort of taking the piss out of high end concept first fine dining. Like there's a bit where it's a breadless bread course.
Yeah,
And I was like, this is straight out of American Psycho. I dig it.
yeah, because I think Ray Fiennes was real good in the movie too. So was Anya Taylor Joy, she was real good too.
Yeah. So what was interesting is that usually in a setup like this, they have either everyone who represents the rich side of the customers versus the staff is they're either just assholes or they all specifically have it coming because of blah 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 blah. But this one was kind of a mix of both, and I thought that was an interesting variation on
Yeah,
that.
and then also I like too how they kind of kept building this stuff and
hmm
it kind of kept you guessing like what was gonna happen next because the movie kind of started out all all light
hmm
and even like funny at times and then it just like escalated from a certain point.
And I like that after I think about 2/3 of the way through the movie, they're still exploring everyone's backstory, but then they all within the film and then the film itself simultaneously said, you know what, this is actually not important. We're not going to deal with this anymore.
Yeah. And I like how they was always I like how they was always trying to how what am I trying to say now?
Building,
I'm trying to say something like that, like
escalating.
they like was keeping the character like Ray Fiennes' character such a mystery throughout.
hmm
You like really wondering like why is he doing all this stuff?
And without going into spoilers, just because we're trying to keep the video short, it was interesting to me how kind of he was keeping his cards very close to his chest, and then at the end we finally find out what his deal is. He's basically Otis from House of a Thousand Corpses, but he's a chef instead of a murderer.
You think so?
I mean, yeah, it's like he had the whole thing about fish boy,
Yeah.
total mental block.
And then he was like had all these damn people, pretty much was like doing what he's saying.
Yep, even the customers after a certain point.
Yeah. Then they had this one like the Asian lady that pretty much was, I guess you say there to keep all the customers in line.
hmm Although I did like how of the various reasons people were kind of being drawn into the perilous situation that's being hinted at in the trailers. One of them is just there just because he's a douche.
I think there's like a food critic there too.
Yeah. Like there's a food critic. There's some Wall Street guys. There's some people who come to the restaurant all the time and they never appreciate it. There's a washed up actor who his role in why he's there is kind of a twist, but it's also one of the funniest moments in the film, so we won't spoil that. And a guy who's just a douche.
Yeah.
He's like one of those people who's really into, foodie culture but doesn't actually cook himself.
Yeah. I will say the ending is freaking crazy.
Yep. And there is actually sort of a sympathetic moment for Ray Fiennes in it. Like sort of he recaptures a little bit of his pre-bad guy ness just before it's too late. But then he goes through with it anyway.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this movie. I went into it not really knowing anything about it.
Yeah, so we give this movie an A.
I wouldn't go that far now. I'd probably give it a B.
Well, okay. Well, you give it a B and I give it an A.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it again too, so I did enjoy it.
Yes, well, he's not in it, but it's a very Fonzie kind of movie, A.
Yeah, I think,
that's going to be a thing. We're gonna call movies Fonzie.
Yeah.
That was a Fonzie movie.
Yeah. Definitely, you like any of the actors in it, you'll be satisfied. You like looking for something suspenseful, you definitely get that here.
And if you think haute cuisine is bullshit, you'll get that too.
Yeah. Yeah, movie has a dark sense of humor too.
Alrighty, so until next time, love, peace, and chicken grease.
Yeah, about to go home and finally get some rest after this.